Hi, this is Sally and welcome to Heart of a Soul. So today I'm out here in nature taking a hike. I am on the last mile of a 9-mile hike and it's beautiful. I'm at the lake. Um, so before I get into all that, I just wanted to thank everybody that's liking and sharing and subscribing to my videos. I really appreciate the love and support. So I'm out here, and of course today's topic came about because I received a message from a lady the other night, and she felt the need to tell me how heartbroken she was. And after listening to some of the things that she had to say or reading her messages, I can only tell her what I've done. And I told her that the best thing she could do was to learn to love herself. And once she could do that, nothing else matters. So today is really about self-love and what you do to love yourself and make you feel good on it every day. So, like I mentioned before, I do yoga. I like hiking. I work out. I recently taken up martial arts, so that's something that I've been doing for the last couple of months. And so a lot of physical activities, and that's really to keep my body and my mind strong. And after 3-4 days of that during the week, there's a couple of days where I make sure I rest, and I'll take a long hot bath. I'll put on my robe, make some tea, read a book. And that's something else that I like to do to just take care of myself. And I just like to try to keep busy. One of the things that I really love to do that I haven't got to do in over a year is to go dancing. That's my thing. I love dancing. If you know me, I'm always dancing while I'm cooking, while I'm cleaning. I hear a tune and I bust a move. But it's more than just that. It's also learning how to set boundaries with people, having a self-confidence and self-awareness where you just truly accept yourself for who you are and do the things that make you happy and to make you feel good unapologetically. Not caring about what other people think about what you do, because that's why it's called self-love, self-care, self-esteem, self-confidence, because it's really all about yourself and what you do to make yourself happy. And I always say, as long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares about what you're doing, I had to ask myself, what makes me happy, and make it a point to get up and do those things, especially when I don't want to. And I could kick myself in the ass, to get myself up and do it. And I'll be mad and I'll kind of like kicking and screaming. But once I'm there and I'm doing it, I'm so proud of myself. And I had to learn to do that. I had to learn to be my own motivator, to learn to be the one to tell myself that I'm good enough, that I'm strong enough, that I'm smart enough, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Again, that's why it's called self-love, because you have to find it in yourself. And like I said earlier, learning how to set boundaries with people, because if you can't learn to say no, people are gonna tell you who you are and what you're doing. And sometimes it's the people that are closest to us. So then we start thinking, well, am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I strong enough? And you start to doubt yourself, and that's not good. That's kind of the opposite of self-love, having that self-doubt. And I've always been the type of person to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it anyways. But before, it used to come from a place of what they call ego. And your ego is more like, I'm going to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it, and nobody's going to tell me different. And now that I've been working on myself, and I'm really trying to come from a place of love and understanding and acceptance of anything and everything, it's more like I do what I want because I want to. And it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. And the way you love yourself doesn't have to look like anything to anybody else. You do it how you want, when you want to. And it doesn't have to be in a defensive way. You just do it because you do it, because that's who you are and that's how you love yourself. And that's something that I had to learn to do. And now it's when you find that self-love and nothing else matters, no one else's opinion, it seems that everything just flows so much better, because nothing else bothers you, nothing else matters. And that's when you have that openness about you and that acceptance about yourself, that's when you allow other things to come in, and that light starts to shine through, and other people start to take notice. And I remember that one of the last times I went hiking, there was a girl that went with us, and she told my friend, your vibe is too high. And to my friend, she took it as that other girl, that she was entitled to her opinion, but at the same time, that girl was intimidated by my friend's vibe. My friend's was always high vibe. She, was always in a good mood, ready to go, laughing, dancing, and that's what I liked about her. Now, for this other girl, it seemed a little bit intimidated. She must have been intimidated, right? And that's okay. Never dim your light. Never lower your energy to please anybody. Either they're going to handle it or they're not. And, that might kind of seem like a little egotistical as well, but in actuality, the ego has to me, the ego has a time and a place. As long as you keep it in check where it's supposed to be, and bring it out when it's necessary, because it is a defense mechanism, and sometimes we do have to learn to, have a little attitude about it so people know who they're fucking with. But, so these are just some of the things that I like to do that make me feel good. Reading a good book, drinking some tea, eating some ice cream, and even, I went hiking, but I still got my eyelashes on, because that's what makes me feel good. That's how I roll, and sometimes it's on the outside, but it should really, really, really start on the inside, and the rest will follow. And so I encourage you guys to find things that make you happy, whether that be a physical activity. I like to spend time with my kids. They're hilarious. They keep me laughing. And all of this is really because of them. Like I always tell you guys, they really brought me into a place where I wanted to be my best. And the only way I could be my best is to truly accept myself for who I am and what I'm doing, and to be comfortable enough to know that this isn't my final stop. I got a lot more to go. I got a lot of places to go, things to do, and my journey and where I'm at in life doesn't have to look like anything to anybody else. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be doing this. I've come a long way. I've made a lot of sacrifices, and I've managed to keep pushing forward and never stopping. I might have slowed down. I might have taken a pause, but I never stopped. But that's not anything that I need to explain to anybody else. That's my story. That's my journey. And like I keep saying, and I'm always going to keep saying, it doesn't have to look like anything to anybody else. As long as it makes you happy, as long as it keeps pushing you forward to be a better person, then that's all that matters. So that's all. That was some of the things that I do to show myself self-love. You know, I do things that make me happy, that make me feel good. I'm like up to 90% vegan. I get my meat in there because I really do a lot of physical activity, you know, as far as hiking and working out and martial arts now. So I want to make sure that I have everything that in my body that I need. But, you know, I drink nothing but water and tea, and I try to be very conscious about what I put into my body, you know, and how I take care of my body and my mind and my spirit. And so I encourage you guys to do the same thing, because once you start taking care of yourself, you know, everything outside of you is just going to fall away and not even matter. So I'm going to push you to this next mile, and I'll see you guys next time.